All right. Can you all hear me okay? All of you that aren't muted, can you hear me? All of a sudden, I felt like my sound went away.
Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
good.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Thanks. Well, today is September 27th, and it is our last weekly live Zoom call. I'm sad to not do these every single week, but I think just for balance and sanity's sake, we're just going to move to kind of as needed, at least once a month. If we need more than that, if we kind of feel like every other week might be better, then we will do that, especially as big announcements are made or anything like that. So is everybody okay with that moving forward?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. The idea here was to really keep everybody on track, the people that really wanted to build a business and get ideas, share ideas, and celebrate each other. So we will still do that. We will just move to at least once a month, if not twice a month. And still continue to keep the page up and help share our awesome ideas. So I'm going to brag on some people a little bit before we get rolling with any content today. First, I'm going to brag on Abby Leffert, who is not on tonight. She's actually at an event. So she got locked out of her house today for 3 hours, and we had our coaching call. And she's like, well, if I'm locked out of the house, I have all these calls to make. I remember who I'm supposed to call, so I'm just going to walk to my mom's house and try and figure out how she was going to get into the house. And she didn't know it was going to take 3 hours, but she went ahead and just got to work. And she was really serious about getting to work. So she booked, I think, 2 parties while she was locked out of her house, and she got somebody to join her team. So it was, let me see, yeah, something like that. So crazy. So that was the most productive time she probably could have had spent. And she wanted you all to know that one of the bookings she got was on the 10th contact. The 10th. How many of you have ever asked somebody something 10 times? Like legit, you literally asked them 10 times. I'm going to guess probably no one here. I'm included. I have never done that. But she said the reason she kept contacting this person was because back in May, this was in May, she said that this girl was so excited to have a party. She was so excited, and she knew she had excitement. And I said to Abby, I said, well, was it one of those things where you guys were just playing tag and she would say, I want to do July, but then it got pushed off to August? And she said, no, it was radio silent crickets 10 times. On the 10th call today, the girl was like, yep, sounds great. I want to book a party. And Abby said that she finally used the line, I don't want to stalk you. So will you let me know what you would like to do moving forward? Do you want me to keep asking or not? And the girl finally responded. So that was huge, and huge for me too, because I really don't know that I would have kept persisting that many times, but it paid off. And you have to remember, back to the foundations training from last weekend, that you have to meet your customers where they're at, and you don't know what they're doing that day when you texted them, or that moment when you emailed them, or what's going on in their life. So until you get a firm no thank you, or no, sorry, not right now, I'll just get back to you. You don't need to get back to me. That's a sure sign of leave them alone. Then you just go ahead and keep asking, because eventually, like Abby found out, they're going to respond, and it could be so positive. So just remember that when you're reaching out to people, you don't stop until you get an answer from them. They will let you know. So I was really proud of her. So I wanted to share all that. I wish she could be on tonight because I would love for her to have shared that personally. But I'm also so glad she got a recruit and she's just rocking and rolling. She is earning the trip to Rhode Island. She's already got her 2 BQs. She's got her sale. So yay, Abby. So we're celebrating her. And we are also celebrating Katie Lefton. She is on the way to earning her trip to Rhode Island. So I know you all have given her a little shout out, a cheer, because she's really excited to earn that trip and become a leader here at Wild Tree. So yeah, if you haven't done that yet, give them both a little shout out. And I also want to share that Maria Hayden, since she's on right now, she just has a new recruit. So she has somebody joining her team on Friday. She's really excited because Maria is bound and determined to be a team leader by year's end. So she is going on that leadership summit with all of us in January. So she's got to get her team built and she'll be on her way. So congrats. And then I'm also going to share with everyone Jacqueline Kennedy. She has a super packed calendar for October. You know, Jacqueline moved across country a little over a year ago and has been building the West Sacramento area from scratch, completely from scratch. She's the only girl out there, and she's really spreading the Wild Tree mission with a lot of people. To have built a team so big, she's almost earned the trip for one. It's basically in the bag for her. Trip for two is also just like literally right around the corner for her. So to have built the team that she's built in living in a place that's new to her, and she's the only person out there, I just give her a lot of props for that. So that's huge. She's going to share a little bit about what she's got cooking this fall. And I'm probably missing people. Should have written this down. I think that's it for this group. Those are my little shout outs. So good, go team. You guys are awesome. Before I get started with anything else, what all do you have, the people that are on the call, even Melissa, what do you all have for me? What do you want to share or questions that you might have? Anyone? You're all good. You all know exactly what you're doing moving forward. Okay, Jacqueline, why don't you share what you have cooking in for October?
Okay, hi everybody. I think I talked a little bit about this at the end of our call last week, but as I mentioned, it's been a long 10 weeks of like very intentional 10 calls a day for me. Mostly lots of calls, but lots of texts and, Facebook messages too, depending on where I am in the kind of schedule with everybody. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 events in October, which is the first time that that's ever been the case for me. And it's a combination of, I have a couple elementary school fall festivals. I have a health fair that I got invited to. Two first-time workshops. They've never even been to a workshop before. They're people who I've met via Facebook groups and things like that around here. I'm going to Boise, Idaho to see some of my college friends who finally said yes to a workshop. So I get a little friend time and Wild Tree time out there. So it's just really exciting, and I feel like I worked really hard for most of these things, including my 2 best friends from college. The fall festivals and things like that, I just decided to start saying yes to those things to see where it can take me. And especially because Wild Tree is still very new in this area, I think it's another way to get it out there. So we'll see how that goes. And one of the things that I thought was really cool the other day is somebody just told me that they're like, well, when we think of Wild Tree, you're the person we think of. And I know that's kind of one of the things. I feel like I heard that in a foundations training. Yeah, with Mo and Sonara, I'm doing their training, and it basically was that whole idea of turning people from customers into clients so that you build that relationship with them. And even though I don't know everybody out here yet, and there's still a huge market for Wild Tree, it was really interesting to me to feel like that's already happening out here. So, I mean, it's been really a lot of getting myself out there, a lot of posting and joining Facebook groups, moms groups, networking groups, and things like that. But it seems to be coming together. So I'm very excited.
That is awesome. I'm so glad you shared that about your vendor events. I mean, those kinds of events are definitely a risk. I always say do those with caution. You don't want to spend too much money on them. They can be so well run if you're super confident and very prepared. Abby told me about her vendor event that she did, and she got 6 bookings from a vendor event. And I was like, what? Why didn't you tell me this before? That's crazy. Let me see what she said. She said that, she booked 4 parties from it. Sorry, 4. Still amazing, from a vendor event. And it was one of those shopping vendor events where it was, a bunch of vendors where she wasn't in compete with other vendors. And she said that one of the things she did was when people were at her booth talking to her about Wild Tree, and she'd say, so are you interested in getting some friends together and maybe prepping meals? If they said no, she said, oh, okay, well, do you have a friend that would love, a friend that loves to host things, a friend that would be totally into this, and then you could just come? And that's how she got the bookings. I never even thought to ask that before at a vendor event. If somebody says that they're not really into hosting, why wouldn't you ask if they have a friend that is? All of us know that friend who's like the hostess. That was me before, and I still host things. So that is such a great question. And she said that's how she got four parties from that event. So that's super smart, and we're upon that season. So some of you may want to take advantage of at least 1 or 2 of those before the holidays. And Jacqueline was smart and just used, she's been really good at getting on her 10 calls a day and just thinking of all the ways that she can work Wild Tree in her life, even with her 2 little kids. So, hi, Simon. So thank you for sharing, Jacqueline. One of the big things I wanted to share with you all, some exciting news that I have to share with you all, is the Salad in a Jar Party files are now officially done and available as of like 10 minutes ago. So I'm going to be posting those here and in the Facebook event page that I created in the tribe. So I'll post them in both places. It's just a Google Drive doc, and it's got all of the suggested workstation recipes, which aren't really recipes, they're just ideas. And then the packet of recipes that you email to all your guests that came to the event or to the people who are DIYers. So anybody that wants to do a salad event on their own, just on their own time, that you could email them these documents and they would be able to put delicious salads together at their own house. Although the event is so much more fun, but we always have those people. So I'm excited that those are ready and set. Does anybody have a salad party scheduled?
I have 2 scheduled.
Oh, good. Is that Jessica?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, good.
I did a salad party at my house about a week and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, I didn't do it, obviously, the new way because that wasn't all rolled out yet. But so it was some of my friends, and I told them that they could invite a friend and gave them an incentive to do so. And, some people there were a couple of people that I knew weren't even going to buy anything because they just held a workshop. But, I knew they were big salad people. So just to get more people there. and I got 2 salad bookings from it and
Wow.
1 workshop booking from it. And I mean, I didn't have tons of people there, so it was pretty good.
That is so good, Jessica. That is amazing. I'm so glad it went so well. Awesome. Now, will your 2 new events be kind of with these new documents and the new
Yeah.
bundle kits?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it that way. So, I mean, I told them about it.
Oh, good.
So I knew I had gotten the information and I knew that was rolling out. And so I told them, well, you're my guinea pigs. I'm just, this is my first time hosting a salad event. I'm trying it out on you. And this is what it's going to look like. That's going to be one of my options is to have salad parties. And this is what happens if you host a salad party. We're going to have salad dressing bundles and that kind of thing. So
Awesome.
I explained it even though it wasn't exactly what we did.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm so glad. It's really easy. It's going to be run very similarly. It's just everyone's going to have their own salad dressings. And you'll have to just keep like a little area for them. And I think the best way to run it, according to Heather, who's done 2 or 3 now, is line up their salad dressings, their 4 dressings in their station with a Sharpie and have them add all their salad dressings like to all 5 of their jars at that station, and then have like a whole salad bar topping table someplace else. So you almost need like 2 tables, 1 for salad dressings and jars, 1 for all the toppings. So that way everyone's just kind of doing their salad dressings all at once, and then or you can even divide the group up. I envision 4 or 5 people doing salad dressings while the other people go off and do their toppings, just so you get a flow going. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Just so you guys are prepared, because some of us locally haven't had that many salad dressings out. With 8 people there and 4 salad dressings each, everyone's really going to need their own station.
Okay. Do you have them write their name on their dressing too?
Well, I guess you could. I was definitely thinking the Sharpie would be good for the jar. But yeah, maybe they might want to put their initials on the dressings too, so they don't get mixed up. But everyone will have different bundles. Mm-hmm. I envision it being like in a little grouping. But yeah, that might be a really good idea. Just keep everything organized. And the people bringing, the Italian salad dressing mix and the ranch just need a quick reminder that they need to bring their ingredients with them to shake up in a little jar or in a little Tupperware container. And my thinking there too is if you have that random person who doesn't follow the instructions, which we all know is going to happen, either the hostess is going to have some things on hand, or, you just tell that person, you know what, no big deal. Don't use the ranch and the Italian right now. You can always add those to your salad at home. No big deal.
Now, are those 3 bundles, wasn't a different bundle initially?
There was a different bundle initially. So you could still use that one, but it's not in the graphic.
Right.
3.
I was just wondering what happened to that one.
That one we removed because it was all like super high sugar. It was like sugar. There was nothing. This is very sugary. So we kind of just changed it up. So far, the reaction to the 3, because I have a party on Sunday, and it was with these 3 new bundles. And I have to expedite the order. But that is, they've been loving it. Actually, the most popular ones are the classic and the sweet and savory. No one's ordered the low sugar yet. But I like having that option because you're going to run into those people.
I use chalk pens at mine instead of Sharpies. So, because my people were writing the dressing that they put on the bottom on the top, not their names. They managed to keep their stuff separate, different enough, or they put it right back into their bag or their cooler. And so the chalk pens were kind of cool and I use chalk pens on mine because then next time that lid, I can erase it and then put a new dressing on the top so I know what dressing is in the bottom.
Oh, cool. That's nice. So you're not surprised.
Right. Yeah.
Forget what you did.
I mean, obviously the ranch you would know, but some of them, you kind of have
Can't
to take.
tell.
Can't quite smell it because it's all the way down on the bottom. So
Yeah, that's a good
that's
idea.
kind of fun.
Cute. I love that. So, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and that's how I did it too. Like Heather, I had everything, all the dressing set up at one station, and people kind of did like 2 at a time. So they were always like going back and forth. The salad topping station never got too busy.
Oh, that's good.
People would just take a break and have a glass of wine or have a bite to eat too. So
awesome.
yeah.
Don't forget at your salad jar parties that your hostess is in charge of making some food. You want it to be still a traditional tasting. You want to try and get sales. They're there to hear mealtime solutions. So you want to just go over all of those. You might want to highlight some of the breakfasts, lunches, and dinners that we have to offer. I'm going to be bringing a kit with me to mine. I'm going to have food, and it's just going to be a full-blown presentation so that you get additional sales and you get those bookings, like more workshop bookings. So, or regular tastings or more salad jar parties. So I think it's really neat. I have 8 girls coming, so we'll see how it goes. And then don't forget, we have a team meeting in Louisville, Kentucky on October 4th. I want to put a plug in for that for the people that live near Louisville. And we have a team meeting on October 5th here locally in Cincinnati. Both are mini salad jar parties. So we're going to do 2 salads. So that'll be a lot of fun. You can see how it goes and see how they taste and see how long they can last in your fridge. I think Amy said she just ate one of hers that was a week old and tasted great and everything marinated really well. So that is, you guys can be rest assured that they do last for 7 days. Now you have proof from 2 people because I did the same thing. 7 days, they work. The recipes that you're going to see that go with the salad jar recipes that are emailed home, again, they're emailed. They're very colorful documents. You're not going to want to print them. They are emailed to everybody. They come with 2 recipes per dressing. One is for a DIY salad at home, and one is for dinner. So literally, there's such value in what they are getting out of their dressing bundle because they are going to be able to make dinners with their leftover dressing as well. So, not only more salads and different salads, and they probably made at the party, but dinners too. So there's huge value there. Make sure you're advertising that to your customers.
Did you say it's going to be on Facebook, or is it on the MRC that stuff's going to be?
Not the MRC. Wild Tree still hasn't even.
Yeah.
But definitely on this group and in the tribe in the Facebook event. I'm going to post it there. So. Now, what else do you guys all have going on as far as parties coming up? Anybody have any unique things, any vendor events coming up, any, just anything? Or are you needing ideas? A lot of us on the director's call today shared ideas that are working for just last minute sales for month's end. Some of you might be shooting for your $1,000 club goal. Some of you may want to keep your $1,000 status as a leader so you can stay on the map. So what ideas do you all need or want to share?
I'm doing I'm sorry, Maria.
Go ahead, Jessica.
I'm doing a vendor event in October. It's an event at someone's house that she's invited like a lot of direct sales people to, and I mean, so the guest list looks pretty good so far. But so any ideas for that event?
Yeah, that is great. That is the type of event where Abby booked 4 parties. So that is the kind of event where I think you can get to know somebody. It's not going to be like in a big gym. I assume it's going to be in someone's house. So it's going to feel a little bit more intimate. You're going to be able to have a little bit more conversation with people. So that's where you need to really be bold and just say, hey, so, have you heard of Wild Tree? Definitely listen. Well, you've listened to the vendor event calls, so you know how to run the whole thing. But ask them if they'd like to get together with friends for either Mealtime Solutions, a Mealtime Solutions party, which would be like a tasting party, a salad event, or a freezer meal workshop. And make sure you have, a kit there. You may want to have a flyer for the salad jar parties there and some Mealtime Solutions so that you can ask them if they'd like to. And when you get the no, or, oh, I don't know, I don't know if I want to do that, or I'm so busy, you can just say, well, do you have friends that would love to host? And then you can go and see where that takes you. That's how Abby got the 4 parties. I'm pretty sure none of them booked. It was all their friends. So they passed it off to their hosting friends, and it worked. So I'm going to start asking that question, like, okay, do you have a friend? So that's really needs to be like your focus at those events. It's not about the sales. Sales are great, but you really want to focus on getting into new groups. That's what those events are about. And of course, if anybody's looking for a neat opportunity, you can share that as well for joining your team. But mostly you're going to have the conversations about getting into new groups. That's where you want to be. Anybody else have advice for Jessica? Does that make sense, Jessica?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. What about you, Maria? I think you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. I know you and I had talked briefly about it, and I don't know if this will be a good time about the subscription type.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I have a lot of people ordering, bundles who are just trying it out. They're not really interested in having a workshop, but I have a feeling they're going to be ordering.
Mm-hmm. Like regulars, they're going to become clients.
I think, yeah, I think that they are, and because they're getting hooked. But it's like, instead of me having to contact them each month, I really like the idea. And now that we have that great way of adding sales, but kind of keeping an open workshop, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, can you talk more about that, like, different ideas on how to do a subscription service? I know you had talked about the team, having like a team. Would it be possible, you think, doing just one person, basically setting up a workshop for one person and then adding their order each month and giving them, like 10% off each month if they order, once a month, and then that 8th month they get a free bundle, then close it out.
Yeah. I think it's very doable now, especially with that link. And I think that you've got to start somewhere. I mean, all of us, if we start our preferred friends, that's what she calls it, her preferred friends program. I think that you are going to start with one person, and that might be all you get in the first month. And that's okay. You don't have to worry about it because you've got a whole entire year. And over that course of the year, you're going to be collecting people, but everybody's start date is going to be different. So you wouldn't have to worry. They only get their free after an entire year. So you're going to have enough people, if you talk about it enough, you get in front of enough people, that after that year, you aren't going to have to worry about somebody so-and-so not getting their free. It's definitely going to happen as it accumulates. Does that make sense? She started with one person, and it all ended up working out because now she's got 75 people. So then she has them all in different groups.
Wow!
So, because if you have 75 people ordering every month, she's got them into 4 different groups. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a whole nother ball game that we can talk about later.
Yeah. I'm thinking like a couple people.
But yeah, and right now there are some people that started, like Kelly Olin shared, this was the beginning of this month, she had 3 people in her preferred friends program. She's like, woohoo, I've got 3 people. You got to start somewhere, and I'm not nervous about them getting their free because she's got until next September to build, for that to build. She's just right now collecting orders, like not even worrying about it. She just got to you write that down when they started.
like, could you not put them in a group and just do them individually so that like each person is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, you might throw that girl's order onto some other hostess's order in the beginning just to throw it in there.
I just felt like starting her own order, like starting her own workshop. And then in the 8th month, she would have accumulated a free.
Yeah, but over that 8 months, you're going to also accumulate more preferred customers.
So you're saying
you don't want to have an open party for, potentially 50 customers between now and then.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily do it that way, but you could definitely start like even an Excel spreadsheet of what she's bought, so I mean, after a year, she's going to basically essentially be a mystery hostess. So after a year's time, there's going to be a point at which you have 8 customers, right? And they all place an order one month, and bam, make her the host that month. Be like, ooh, she's the one in,
Okay.
Does that make sense? It's just going to keep building.
Yeah.
You're talking about it and getting people on board. I can send you the doc. I don't know if I posted that before, but it's just basically how she communicates, all her rules, just a little rules chart on how it all works. That sounds really neat, and it's definitely worth doing if you're going to continue to do lots of parties each month.
No, that's the ultimate. I'm going to book my I'm working on booking my calendar. That I just feel like there are like odds and ends people here and there that aren't interested in all.
I think that there's there are a lot of people that I think I know I could reach out to if I actually did it. I just keep putting it on the back burner, but I need to do this as well. I've got customers out there who would love to order monthly. I can think of like 5 right now that probably would join. Do
you give them a discount?
Yeah, it is a 10% discount.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. So you have to keep
if you don't mind to post that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I will. Let me write that down.
Thanks.
Preferred friends. Good question. Anyone else? We've got a couple minutes left. And I want this to be useful to you. Does anybody have recruit leads that they've got? Are you guys sharing the opportunity calls on Sundays and Wednesdays, or sharing the link of the recorded call? Are you all asking your customers at checkout if they'd like to join your team?
I will in October. I didn't have very many events in September.
I literally went around a circle and asked my people on Sunday night if they wanted to join my team. They all ended up checking out in the living room with me, kind of like everybody just ended up sitting on the couch in a big circle, and I was just kind of going around. And I just looked at every single person. I said, so, do you want to join my team? Do you want to join my team? Do you want to join my team? They all just laughed, but I was like, you know what? That's what I do now. I just ask everybody if they want to join my team. I know I planted some seeds. There are some women in there who are like, no, but they're thinking, maybe. So you just got to keep asking. I felt no problem asking everybody that. And I didn't feel any problem asking them that because I had built a relationship with them through the whole workshop. I felt like they were my friend by the end of the night. And they were an odd group of ladies. They were odd. But you know what? They're great.
Wait, they're going to listen to this call someday,
I know. I'm being recorded. Anything else before we close tonight? So yeah, your fall. I just want to end closing. Fall is definitely the busiest time of year because people are really in their routines and they're really getting organized before the holidays. But you're going to suddenly hear the holiday excuse really soon if you haven't heard it already. I always start hearing it in September, and I just have to giggle because holidays aren't even like on my radar until it's like actually the holidays. But some people get all ants in their pants about things, and you're going to get that excuse But at the same time, you're going to get people who really see the value in having workshops. And you're going to be really surprised if you're persistent on asking everybody to have a workshop between now and December 10th, that you can get a lot of bookings, you can get a lot of sales. Tastings are fabulous towards the holidays. People want to shop for gifts, for stocking stuffers, for their Aunt Mary Jo who they don't know who to buy for. Sales just kind of skyrocket at your workshops because people are like, okay, I'm at this workshop, I'm making my meals. Who else do I need to buy a present for? Oh yeah, Aunt Martha and Mary Jo. Okay, let me buy this and this half bundle and this half bundle. Wild Tree comes out with some fabulous half off bundles. Like I think they come out with like 4 or 5 different half off bundles. So there's more of those to sell. They're really appealing. They're in the right price point. So if you yourself have a big hang up about your personal holiday schedule, then you're not going to book anything. You might as well just move on to January right now. You have to let that go yourself. You have to get your calendar out. You need to X your dates that you cannot workshop and then highlight the dates that you can and be okay with having a busy schedule that time of year, okay? You only need to have events through December 10th, and then you start booking your January for double free Hostess Rewards Month, okay? So your December sales will highly depend on those early January workshops, and they will highly depend on those events that happen between December 1st and December 10th. So you're not really at any events after the 10th. I mean, maybe you go to something the 12th or 13th, but that's about the time things stop and slow down. But then you're hostess coaching the rest of the month for your January, and you're getting your sales in over the holiday break, those early January workshops. So there's zero excuse in my mind as to why any one of you wouldn't have sales, at least $1,000 in sales for the month of December. Every single person on this call, okay?
We could even do host your own last minute workshop on Monday the 12th.
Absolutely.
Last chance friends. I know you're too busy to host. Come to my house, get meals done so you're set for the next 3 weeks.
Yep, last chance, come to my house or DIY. Do this with your, sister who comes into town over the holidays. That can be a really great DIY time. There's going to be a lot of ideas thrown out there, but if you're not open to that yourself, because you yourself are one of those nervous people around the holidays, then it's not going to happen. So you just have to be very open and know what your schedule is and just get those dates booked. And it's not going to be a problem. It's so easy if you let it be that time of year. Does that make sense to everyone? All right. That is it. We're going to get cut off here any second. So I'm just going to say good night. Bye.
Bye.